It's the start of a new week and day 7 in the Sahara Conference, and Dakar Arena will once again be the venue for all the exciting basketball league action. It's Kwara Falcons taking on the ABC Fighters.
In the tournament so far, they've done super well to defeat US Monastir, who are the defending champions of the BAL. And looking at the starting 5 of the Kwara Falcons, it's the same starting 5 for the Nigerian champions, as Coach Jibril maintains. Michael Riaki, who replaced Jawad Adekoya against AS Douane over the weekend. He scored 11 points in that one, 3 rebounds, 2 assists and 2 steals, and brings that extra oomph to the side that we've seen play at this tournament. Yeah,
he certainly does bring that, and then we have a look at this ABC Fighters. Robinson Jr. picking up the point guard position.
Yes, obviously, and talking about Obekpa, Amadou, Haruna, Mike Fofana, and Stefan Konate, the veteran. He's been impressive in this tournament so far, but that man Haruna, who's registered the most minutes played at this Sahara Conference, averaging 36.5 minutes played, he'll be very key for the Ivorian champions, especially in the absence of Coach Liz Mills.
Well, this is going to be fascinating. When you look at the standings, 3-1 is the record for Reg, who sit on top. But ABC Fighters and US Monastir tied in at 2-1 apiece. AS Douane and Stade Malien tied in at 2-2 apiece. And you can see that the Kwara Falcons haven't picked up a win. They languish at the bottom of the table. They want to fill up something in that win column. They pick up a win. They throw the ABC Fighters into that 2-2 bracket, and then it becomes all fascinating and gives tomorrow's fixtures a lot of credence. But right now, it's the job of the ABC Fighters to try and pick up a win and make sure that they secure their qualification for the Kwara Falcons. You know that it's all about pride, it's all about performance on the floor. They're going to have to execute against a very well-drilled team. The ABC Fighters lead the conference in offense, in offensive production, in three-point shooting, and they are second in assists. So they're well-drilled, they are confident, and they've got a star player in Haruna leading the paint.
You talk about Haruna. He's a man who has had the hot hand through this Sahara Conference. You can see that he brings so much experience and obviously will be one of the key players tonight. But we also will want to see what Obekpa will add to that, what Konata will add to that. Really impressive.
Well, jump ball goes up and it doesn't quite go in. And while we have a second, let's catch up with our man courtside. Robbie, you must have had some fascinating conversation with the coaches.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, it's all about motivation. It's all about preparation and going into this, you know, 100%. You have to go into it. Kwara Falcons want to take something back to Nigeria, like Coach Jibril said. And, of course, ABC Fighters, they want to qualify.
They certainly do. And we have first possession for the Fighters to start off this Monday night action in the Basketball Africa League. Obekpa inside, in between the trees, he gets the first score.
Just looking at Obekpa introducing himself in this game with so much precision. He beats 4 men in that paint, and that's sort of what he loves to do to get that confidence going from the start.
Using all of that 206 frame, Chris Obekpa, and all of his experience. The float that goes over the rim, and it is picked up and controlled. The first attempt by Eze Robinson, looking for his first three-pointer in this one. He gets it from downtown.
Just 1 for 1 for Robinson. He's just getting started in this one, just to give them a lot of confidence. But the Kwara Falcons, they're not doing well on defense.
First cut in, and now Monyong going to go up against the defensively strong Obekpa. Pass out, Wilson, catch and shoot. Off the front iron is tipped into the hands of Haruna. Fascinatingly, that's the first three-pointer that Robinson has made in conference play. 1 of 7 now, his total. Haruna drives baseline. Corner pass, extra pass. Fofana likes that spot, comes off the back iron. Controlled by the Falcons. Nice offensive start for the Abidjan Fighters, ABC.
We talk about ABC Fighters. They've really fought in this Sahara Conference. But how much can they fight tonight against the Nigerian champions?
Great defensive work. Back the other way. Robinson has hit one, thinks about it. Back out to Haruna. Chance to control. Off the pick and roll into Obekpa. Fofana. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Fofana goes left. It's blocked. Great work defensively. Wilson Jr. now back the other way for the Falcons. An opening score courtesy of Victor Eze from the three-point line.
If there was anyone who would have given those first 3 points for the Kwara Falcons, had to be that man. Eze is done a great job throughout the tournament.
Fofana, catch, shoot, hit. And he's been lighting it up. He's feeling confident from the three-point line, Fofana, and he opens up his scoring from downtown.
And that is his 9th three-pointer in the Sahara Conference, Mike Fofana.
Eze back the other way. Back and forth we go. 5-point lead. ABC in control. Obekwa. Off the handle. Haruna steps back. Well contested, it comes off, and Onyong cleans up on the good defensive work.
And the Bekpa will need some help in that paint in terms of offensive rebounds.
Eze, the primary offensive player for the Falcons. Konate, back the other way, easy too. He splits the defense, and wow, 42-year-old getting up the floor in a hurry.
You can see a lot of experience in that play. Stefan Konate, the most decorated player on the floor right now, with 18 league titles from Cote d'Ivoire, 17 of those with the ABC Fighters.
The ball goes in to Fofana, who's red hot, getting up the floor in transition. And there is a timeout called. ABC Fighters in control. We've got 6:33 left in this first quarter. ABC Fighters doing all of the early hard running, and they've set the tone offensively. You just have a look at Konate getting by the two defenders too easily to get the score. And again, another transition bucket, great pass by Robinson. Fofana, so simple.
And just looking at those two plays and the involvement of all the players on the floor just shows you how much of teamwork will be very important for the ABC Fighters. Of course, Haruna, we talked about his importance throughout this tournament, the Sahara Conference, but he has a lot of support in the paint and outside the paint.
They have a lot of belief through the Fighters. They come into this one off the back of a very big win, and they're going to continue to try and build on their performance. Modi, nice dropping. Conte, his little right-hand scoop doesn't go. It's a very big battle underneath, and coming away with it eventually is Modi. Wow, just a couple of touches. There's a big battle for the basketball underneath the rim. Kwara Falcons finally get control.
It must be a lot of frustration there from Coach Mino, because in that timeout, he was literally telling the ABC Fighters to box out and try and work out a way of getting those rebounds, but Kwara Falcons have the possession.
Well, I know someone who was right there, and is Asher correct, Robbie, in what she's saying in terms of what was being said by Coach Mino?
I was at the other end, in fact. I was with Coach Jibril, just listening into what he was saying, and he was saying, focus, you're letting them play. Oh, my word.
Haruna knocks down his first three-point attempt, and the perimeter has been good going for this for this ABC team. 3 or 4 they are.
Yeah, just and he was just saying, focus, you're letting them play. You can't let them play. Every time I talk, there's a three-pointer going in.
Another three-pointer, Adekoya lasers in from downtown.
I've got to stop talking now, I think.
Incredible from Adekoya. 11 three-pointers so far in the Sahara Conference. Impressive from that man.
Adekoya back the other way. Thank you very much, Robert. We'll come back to you a little bit later. Contact, drop off pass. Monyong trying to go up against the big frame of Chris Obekwa. Obekwa called for his first foul. And the difference between the two teams, I'm sure, has been the Kwara Falcons have relied on their outside shooting. They are seen as a perimeter shooting team. The drop off from Conte into Monyong leaves Obekwa coming to make the foul, and ABC Fighters have just done it from all areas on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. You think about the three-pointers from Haruna, from Fofana, but also that transition play that gave Konate his first points in the game. It's really a side that is well-oiled, well-coached, and you can see that that variety just brings to their offensive side and gives them an edge so far against the Kwara Falcons.
Monyong at the free throw line. He's got a knack for getting to the free throw line. That's his 27th attempt. He gets to the line with regularity, but he needs to up his percentage, shooting it right about 52%. He gets 1 of 2 on that trip. And now it is Robinson. Haruna, tightly guarded. Modi strips. And now Modi in transition under duress, misses the layup, but right there to finish is Oriaki.
Oriaki coming back into that starting five and just showing how his patience has paid off on that possession.
Haruna shorts again and misses absolutely everything. He's extending the arm on that miss, and we have a look at the great defensive work from Morty. He tries to finish off his own work. Oriaki there on the follow. It's that sort of hustle play that will see the Kwara Falcons get back into this one.
Talking about the Kwara Falcons, they're slowly sneaking back into this one. They've had a good run in the last 1 minute. Let's see if they can continue that with the new faces on the court right now.
Tiam feeds Conte just off the front iron. Wonyong in the battle, and Obekwa cleans away, but they're going to say that that ball was on a downward path, and goaltending is the call.
Looking at the replay there, Obekwa was almost perfectly that block, but it is 2 points for the Kwara Falcons.
Falcons fighting back. The start of the timeout, there's a leg that's extended, and the screen is ruled illegal. It's going to be the second team foul for Obekwa. The bump onto Adekoya, and the timeout is called now, and maybe a little bit of concern. The first foul called on the floor around the screen, but 15-11 the score. We saw what happened out of the first time out. The Kwara Falcons fighting back, and Coach Eric Mino now is going to have to sit and try and redress what he's seen on the floor. They've gone a little bit flat. They started out great from the perimeter, but I have a feeling they're going to put the ball on the floor and attack the rim.
You're talking about attacking the rim, and for the first time in this hour conference, we see Igovoja, the BAL Elevate player for the ABC Fighters, getting onto the floor, getting some minutes, and that. Let's look at the stats so far. Jawad Adekoya with 3 points. Eze, same. Monyong as well. Michael Oriaki has also put in some 2 points. But on the other side for the ABC Fighters, Michael Fofana with 5 points so far. Alex Robinson Jr. There's really been a whole spread out of points so far for both teams. It's a little bit close, but the 3 assists from Robinson Jr. stand out for the Ivorian champions.
They does stand out indeed. And Robinson Jr., of course, noted for his ability to pass the basketball, comes in as a Texas Christian University all-time assist leader, and he's played pretty well within this ABC system, has fed the ball to their red-hot scorer, Haruna, and they're going to have to try and do a lot more of that down the stretch. The Kwara Falcons, Tiam coming in and providing some great scoring. BAL Elevate player has been a great addition. Out of the timeout, pass comes Tiam in the corner, dribble, pull up, strong, and is clean up by Haruna. The Fighters need a score on this one. Haruna driving, tries to drop off, he keeps it alive by Robinson. Robinson, short jumper, again comes off the rim into the hands of Haruna, can't find his touch. The Kwara Falcons, a chance to get it back within 1 possession. Baseline drive, Tiam! And it comes off the rim, should have finished. Robinson back the other way. Robinson making it look easy.
Q just from that timeout, Eric Muno just basically saying, and you said it, Usher, before, box out, push out, and be patient. Don't rush into those passes. Take your time.
Well, clear instruction, and now it's the job of the players on the floor to execute. Top step doesn't work for Kolawole, who's come in for his first minutes on the floor. And talking about BAL Elevate players, you did mention in first minutes for Igovoja, who's probably going to relish the moment that he gets on the floor here for the Fighters. Joy Igovoja. Arona. Obekwa. Gets the ball, kicks back out, wide open. Igovoja strong with his first shot in this competition.
Yes, it is his first shot. You just feel that he's starting to warm up to getting onto the floor. Igovoja, and with that rebound picked up by Tiam, his teammate from the NBA Africa Academy.
Well, the Elevate program has been fantastic. We've seen some new talent under it, and there's the reaching foul called on Robinson, who's going to have to take a break. Fofana off as well. Kone in as a replacement. 2:33 left Kwara Falcons, as is their character, continuing to fight. The ABC Fighters, as is their character, executing well on the offensive end. Conte gets it knocked away. Bile runs into trouble, and there was a team contest for the basketball. Kolawole and that man Bile get tangled up. Just have a look, tries to break down the defense. That's excellent work there by Chudier, or rather by Kolawole.
Talking about Kolawole, the minute that he moved his feet, the decision was bound to go against him, and the referees made no mistake.
Chudier Bile, first trip to the free throw line this evening. He's been good off the bench for the Fighters. Been given 15.5 minutes throughout this competition. The former Georgetown Hoya also played for the Greensboro Swarm in the G League. That's a lot of experience and brings that to the floor for the Fighters.
Talking about experience, he's been part of the selections for South Sudan, but has never really made the final teams. And with South Sudan assistant coaches on the court side right next to us here, Ajudeng and Flo from Ghana, just looking and watching and saying perhaps he could be up for selection for the team that will play in the FIBA Basketball World Cup for the very first time this summer.
Yeah, South Sudan qualifying, making history for their country on the basketball court, and now Bile will be trying to knock on their door and get into that team. There's a turnover. It is the Kwara Falcons to throw it away. Haruna, a little bit cold right now. Haruna in and out. Rebound, Bile. Bile finishes with 2. Falcons back to try and speed up the floor. 21-11, 10-point game. Corner shot from Kolawole rolls out. Boja picking up the rebound. The Fighters looking to extend the lead here. Haruna. Handoff to Boja. Back to Haruna. Fakes. Pulls up on the baseline, looking for contact, no call. Short again, still struggles from Haruna. Kolawole under control, finishes. Wow, fantastic move.
That came from deep down. You could see what it meant to him. He's been working so hard on the defensive side, so to get those points is timely for him.
Boja fires again from the 3. It's short. Eze quickly back the other way. Adekoya. Tiam off the dribble. Tiam extends that left arm and scores again. He's so dangerous going downhill. For Tiam.
Tiam just looking comfortable with the ball. And you just get the feeling that the Kwara Falcons always want to get it in his hands. He brings so many options.
It's been a struggle. Haruna still cold. Can't find his touch. 6-point game now. 2-for-1 opportunity. Tiam drops off to the hands of Eze. Eze goes glass. The bank is open, and so is the bench, as they are happy with the make from Victor Eze. The contact comes in, and now the momentum clearly with the Kwara Falcons.
You're talking about momentum being with the Kwara Falcons. Just look at that play. Great finish from Eze to finish under pressure from Haruna. That was a bit careless from Haruna because he literally fouled from behind. And the ball was already in motion towards the basket. And he will sit on the bench, catch his breath as he gets some advice from the legend, Stefan Konate.
Yeah, he was cursing himself because he knew that the moment that he made that step to go in was the moment that he'd made the mistake, and he wasn't very happy with himself following that instant.
Yeah, it's been tough going for Haruna, and maybe some time on the bench may help him. Meanwhile, back within 3 points are the Kwara Falcons. 7-second differential between shot and game clock. Beautiful drive and wonderful finish. Ulrich Krah, first 2. Z comes in to replace Haruna. Final possession in this first quarter. Contact. And that is going to be on Krah. 5.6 seconds. 5.7 seconds left, and it's ruled a shooting foul. Jeremiah Morty to the free throw line.
Jeremiah Morty He's played for Nigeria before and brings that experience to this Kwara Falcons side, one of the experienced players on the Ilorin best side of Nigeria.
Was part of the Canadian NBL All-First team. He had averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds in that season. You know, a proven scorer, part of the BAL Combine. And Morty here at the free throw line gets the second to 4 points it is. The ball is thrown ahead. Morty gets a touch on and can't get it. Again, Jeremiah Morty. Last touch. Falcons and Morty, and it's going to be ABC Fighters to try and close this quarter out. It's been good work by them offensively in this first quarter. Pass comes, Bile turns, fires, Bile short of the rim, and that's going to be the final action from the floor in this first quarter. It was ABC Fighters who came out with the hot hand, and they take the lead in this one at the end of the first. It's 19-23 in favor of ABC.
Center court, grab a basketball.
The Dakar Arena is playing host to this fascinating encounter between the Kwara Falcons and ABC Fighters of Cote d'Ivoire. 23-19 the score, and Robinson Jr. 5 points and 2 of 3 shooting for that 1 rebound, leading the way alongside Fofana, who's got 5 points. A-Rob is what he likes to be called. He likes Chris Paul, and his pre-game song is Applying Pressure. What you know about applying pressure, Asha?
Well, talking about applying pressure, that man Mordi is back in action. He's one of the best defensive players we've seen here in the Sahara Conference. Let's see if he can contain the backcourt of the Kwara of ABC Fighters.
Short jumper from the baseline is cleaned up nicely by Monyong, and the ball now in the hands of the Falcons. Sniper Adekoya. Monyong. Tiam. They move the ball into the post. Now Monyong gonna try and work kicks out to Adekoya. Adekoya. Front iron. Just can't find his touch yet in this second quarter. Pile. Interesting lineup here for the Fighters. Konate is wide open. Battles in and out. Krak, Kone, Konate, Bile, and Musa Kone on the floor for the Fighters.
Let's see if the Kones on court can bring some magic for the ABC Fighters.
Well, we might have a little second talking about magic. Was there any interesting ingredients in the spell on the side of the court, Robbie, that you could pick up on from the coaches?
Q, there's always some magic taking place on the side of the court. You know that. Come on, man. Yeah, no, listen, it's pretty simple. They're not finding a way going through the middle. Got to get the swing ball, get it out wide, and just bide your time, because nothing's happening through the middle. That's coming from Eric Camino from the ABC Fighters.
Fighters basketball. The job now to try and execute. Thank you very much, Robbie. There's the drive and the pickup. The drop off. Krak draws the contact, and he gets fouled again. Ulrich Krak is very strong when he puts the ball on the floor. He's got a deceptive first step and makes him a tough cover. You just see getting by the defense of Eze, drawing the contact and the foul.
Talking about Krak, he joined ABC Fighters in 2015. He's been part of the heart of this ABC Fighters side, and he's been impressive here at the Sahara Conference, just trying to make sure that the first time Ivorian champions are playing in the BAL, they qualify for the playoffs. And with that free throw, you can see that a bit of tension on the coach's face, but he knows that there's so much basketball yet to play here. It's going to be a long afternoon for both sides.
Well, Ulrich Krak also took part in all 3 Road to the Basketball Africa League in the Division West, and he must finally be really happy to be out here. He gets the second one, and it's 19-25 in favor of the Fighters. Kolawole, guarded by Krak. Krak gets it on the steal. Konate slowing it down. He tries to flip up. What a fantastic layup. Wow, that's experience in finesse.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about finesse. That man, Stefan Konate, a legend of Ivorian basketball, just enjoying himself here at the BAL.
Morty. Tiam steps out of bounds. Konate has competed in 17 FIBA competitions in his entire career. That's across for the national team as well. And there's that little floater up, the contact is there, and he finesses it in. Under duress, Tiam tried the best that he could, but it goes the way of Konate. 3-ball! And Bilek running right back, makes the 3 and extends the lead to 10.
Every time the Kwara Falcons try to get close, the ABC fighters seem like they're running away.
Back in, and there's another 3, courtesy of Jeremiah Morty. Much needed. Both teams 30% from this 3-point line, 3 of 10 apiece. It's 22-29. Pile has been great for the fighters, the rebound.
It's just interesting to see Bile go up and contested by his own cousin Monyong. Bile and Monyong are cousins and playing on court at the same time. They've been trying to avoid each other in the game, but sometimes you can't do much about it.
There is no family on the floor when you're playing for opposite teams. Tiam, step back 3, rattles in and out. It's knocked away, straight into the path of Kolawole and picks up 2. That's fortunate turn of events, taking advantage of good fortune. Kolawole picking up 2 more points. Konate. Pressure. Kone. Now a shot comes in, and there's the connection between the 2 corners, and the first 3-ball for Kone.
Finally, we have a Kone connection working out for the ABC fighters, and they will celebrate that one.
And up and in goes Monyong, and again that man from Kone coming across to help on the defensive end. Timely work. And that's what offense can do. It can spark the mentality of an offensive player right back on the recovery. Great work. And we're going to force Monyong to go back to that charity stripe that he goes to with a lot of regularity.
Yeah, talking about Monyong, you talked about his percentage being at 52%. He goes into this fixture knowing that there's pressure on him to deliver on the free throw line. Otherwise, your opponents will always try to force you to the free throw line, and yet they know you don't really shoot at 100%. But so far, he's doing great in this game. Monyong scored that first one. Let's see if he can score another one. 4 points, 4 rebounds for him so far.
He's got a lot of work to do. Ball comes into the hands of Haruna, who's back in, still trying to find his touch. It's no good. In and out for that man, Haruna. Falcons. Kolawole on the step back 3, big time rebound into the hands of Konate. Konate thought about it in transition. Bile elevates so high, and he gets called for the travel. Haruna, 1 of 8 so far from the field, and he's still looking to find his shot.
That's a bit of a surprise when you talk about Haruna. He's registered a 43% field goal scoring success in the tournament, and that's really unlike him. But he's one of those players you don't rule out Q. He can switch things up in a matter of seconds, and things could change here today.
They certainly could. He's a versatile scorer. He'll start to find different ways to go and get a bucket or 2, and because of that versatility, you don't expect him to be around that percentage. But he is struggling in terms of just jump shooting today. 25-32, 5-26 in this one. Haruna, tightly guarded by Morty. Flips around, Kukopana was back in. Haruna, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Haruna drives in, up and over the defense, and just like that, he gets a bucket to go.
We were talking about Haruna being able to redefine himself, and that sort of what we expect from him. It's 5 points on the board for Haruna.
Conte. Mordi. Well guarded. There's a knockaway, a chance here for the fighters in transition. They have numbers. Konate's pass is well picked up by Oriaki. Now Monyong attacking the rim a little too strong. Right back into his hands, and there's the contact.
He's really hand off the glass for Monyong.
Well, Monyong's miss is going to bring a timeout on the floor. 25-34 the score. We have 4:38 left in the second quarter. Dakar Arena is where the Sahara Conference action is happening. Stefan Konate, 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting and 2 assists, making his way back in. And it is Monyong, one of 8 G League or players with G League experience in the Sahara Conference at the free throw line for the Kwara Falcons. 4:38 the score. While we have a chance, I think let's catch up with Robbie, who was courtside. Robbie, what could you pick up from the coaches?
Coach Jibril talking about patience. You know, take your time, make those passes, make the right pass. They're rushing it, they're taking too much, they're just moving too quickly, and they've got to make those passes to enable them to actually get the right shots in.
The patience should have been exercised on that free throw line from Monyong, who misses both attempts, and the lead still at 9 points. Konate, chance to give them the largest lead of the game, the fighters. Konate lifts the pivot foot and gets called for the travel. He looks like right back at the referee, right smile. But yes, sir, right there to make the call.
Well, he must be looking at the referee and saying, I've been playing for almost 3 decades. I know my pivot is still right. But well, he's been caught out, Steven Konate.
The referee Idrisu right there to make the call. And there's another call that comes in. Quite interesting. Here on the floor, it is Kwara Falcons basketball to the bench. Mordi just out of the timeout. In comes Victor Mohammed to see if they can't give them just a little bit more presence inside the paint. A couple more changes as Silla comes in for ABC Fighters as well. Different kinds of rotations being utilized here by the fighters to see if they can't figure out ways of unlocking this very stingy Kwara Falcons defense. Ezek loses his footing, but tries to float up to Monyong. It's tapped away. Chance for the fighters in transition. Robinson drops over. Konate hands right back. Fofana. Haruna. Fofana likes that spot. He tries the 3. It comes off, and big time rebound by Mohammed, who's come in.
It's great reaction there from the Kwara Falcons, who have out-rebounded ABC Fighters so far 21-15. But now it has to pay off on the other side of the court queue.
It certainly must. There's a conversion on the rebound. Oriaki from the elbow. 2 more. Oriaki's 4 points.
Yeah, he's been quietly playing some good defense on Robinson Jr., and now he gets to celebrate something on the offensive side.
Calling for the clear out. Robinson wants to go to work. Elbow, a free throw line shot comes in from Fofana, who floats it up, and then great touch.
It's a nice floater there from Fofana, who keeps giving. He's the man who keeps giving behind the arc on the free throw, getting those rebounds as well on defense.
Shot from Conte. Backhand, great rebound, Monyong! Right inside the paint and stamps it home with authority.
It is the first dunk of the day, and Monyong, who else but Monyong? He's had a great tournament. He's shown that he can deliver the goods in fine fashion.
6 points, and 2 of those coming nastily above the rim for Ruit Monyong.
Well, he may struggle on the free throw line, but he's not about to struggle in the air queue.
That is not a struggle for him. In fact, looked like he took over trampoline right there inside the paint. Robinson. That might spark the Falcons defense, give them some momentum here. Robinson pressed tightly by Oriaki. Robinson drop-off pass. It's taken away Great work again, Mohammed on the defensive end. Oriaki. Eze. Oriaki. Fakes. Shoots. Shorts the shot. Konate. Pushes it up the floor and into the hands of Obekwa Robinson. Three-pointer from the baseline. The second one for him. And he's finding his touch from the three-point line.
It is great eyes from the ABC fighters to share that ball until they could find Robinson, who was open for the shot, and he made no mistake.
Conte is contested. Mohammed can't get the rebound. Now Konate, he has numbers. Konate, drop-off pass into Aruna. Again, still cold. Can't find his radar. His radar's just a little bit off.
His radar is still a little bit off, but he needs to be patient with the ball. It's not 3-on-3 basketball. He really has enough time to square off or to fake his open net and just make sure he gets the best shot selection for him. But he's gotten a bit of encouragement from Konate.
Konate will try a three, but it's very well contested, and in between the two ABC Fighters players, Victor Eze comes away with the rebound. You know, Asha, they talk about shooters will stay shooting. Yeah, you're on the floor to do a job, so you'll see Aruna every time he gets into position. He will continue to shoot until he finds his touch, because that's what he's there to do.
Absolutely, but he has to get his shot selection right. There's a lot of time on the clock, but like you said, once he gets one going, he'll be on a roll, that man. We know him. We've seen him for 2 seasons now. And he's a man who delivers.
Well, that's going to be the hope for the ABC Fighters. For Kwara Falcons, they keep trying to push and make inroads into the lead, but every time they've made a run, so the Fighters have lived up to their name and fought back, and there's a substitution. Aruna may head back to the bench. Ulrich Krab in. Eze for the Falcons, taken away. Krab up the floor. Krab! And in basket interference called by referee Jan Davidson, and it is fair enough. Just late on the defense and hitting the board just a little bit too hard.
Well, it was a good run from Krab just to make sure he gets those 2 points on the board. Whether he dropped the ball in there or not, it's 2 points. It's goaltending, and that's it for now.
6 steals for the Fighters. They've been putting their hands in the lane and forcing those turnovers. Mohammed turns, shoots, hits. Nice patience. Nice bucket by Victor Mohammed.
Great finish there from Victor Mohammed, the product of the grassroots development at Kwara Falcons. He's been at the club for 9 years, understands the fabric of the club, and just playing here with a lot of pride at the BAL.
Been fantastic when he gets his chance. Robinson trying to check if the radar is locked in. A little bit of a heat check, but it's short on it. Tiam. About a 6-second differential between shot and game clock. Oriaki, extra pass. Monyong puts it on the floor! Oh my goodness! Monyong delivers a facial.
Powerful, and he brought that precision into that paint, just saying, I'm here, I'm still here, and I'll show you what I can do.
Konate to try and close out the quarter. The contest comes. He's looking for a foul call, no call by the referee. And with all of that drama and that fantastic high-flying play, another look at the poster as Monyong comes up and delivers another BAL poster, season 3. And it is fantastic high-flying action here at the Dakar Arena as Ruud Monyong tries to give some momentum to the Kwara Falcons. At halftime, it's the Kwara Falcons 33, ABC Fighters 41. Plays 41. Halftime done, and it is now time for the business of the third quarter. The Kwara Falcons are chasing their first win in the Sahara Conference. The ABC Fighters looking to try and solidify and try and pick up that top spot. There's still 20 minutes of great basketball action to come your way. And there is a lot of work to be done by both teams. Robinson Jr. leading the way with his 8 points and his 4 assists. And on the other side, it is Munyong with the same amount of points, but is 100% from the field. Kwara Falcons will have possession to start out this third quarter. Oriaki, Eze, Mordi, Munyong, and Wilson are on the floor for the Falcons, and for Coach Jibril, the drive in from Eze. Kick out. Mordi floats up, tried to go glass, couldn't find his touch, and the rebound is cleaned up by Haruna, who's back on the floor. And going with his trusted starter, going with the starting 5 are the ABC fighters. Obekpa, Fofana, Konate, Haruna, all back in action. And you know, courtside is somewhere. Robbie Knock is having a look at what's happening on the bench, or maybe he's just picking up the atmosphere and trying to hide. Robbie.
Robbie, we can see you.
No, but you can't. You can? You can see me. Okay, so I promise you I'm not playing the jumbie just yet, although I'm tempted to go up there. Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm here. I'm always here for you guys, you know that.
We can see you.
You can, okay. Yeah, so coaches. Yeah, of course you want to hear from the coach. Coach Jibril basically said, we've got to play as a team, guys. We've got to play in the team. That was the locker room talk. We've got to be a collective group of players to actually play together, because at the moment it's fragmented, but we're still in the battle for victory here.
So important then. Fofana blocked cleanly. Mordi cleans it out of his hands, and there's a cry there as Fofana, and looks like Wilson that has gone to ground into the body of Munyong. Goes Fofana. It's actually Munyong who's gone to the floor on that contest.
Looking at the replay, just a quick reminder that this one is a physical game between the two sides. Obviously, both from West Africa, just bringing that size. And for Fofana, he likes to drive into the paint.
Can't find his touch. The ball is cleaned up by Oriaki. Brings it back. Wilson. Wilson Jr. drop off, and that's a great finish by Mordi. Nice controlled offensive possession.
That's a great combination there from Wilson Jr. Just to finish in that paint, good eyes, and the execution.
Robinson Jr. with the execution of his own, and that takes him into 10 points. Talking about the players on the floor, nice read, easy finish. He's certainly looking to play, make, and lead with Haruna struggling offensively. Munyong. Contact, I think it's going to be called on Obekpa.
Now Obekpa knows the threat that Munyong brings into that particular fixture. He's been 100% from the field, and a lot of twisting and turning for Obekpa when he plays defense on Munyong.
Trying to take him off the dribble. Eze. Grandire. Rebound. Obekpa. Chance for the fighters to get it back up to 10. Corner shot from Konate. Rattles in and out. It's knocked back by Obekpa. Now 3-on-3 it is. Mordi hits the 3. And that was controlled offensive possession by Jeremiah Mordi and the Kwara Falcons. Back come the Falcons once again. Timeout. We'll be back on the other side of this. Back in, 5-point game. It is the Kwara Falcons fighting back. It's the ABC trying to hold on to a lead they've held on to since the game has started. Haruna. Still ice cold. Abdullahi Haruna has led the scoring for this ABC Fighters team. And you have a look here at that shot from Mordi. Assessed his options, looked around, and then just cutting into the paint and getting the feed for the score.
Well, Mordi, one of the experienced players on the Kwara Falcons side, just delivering the goods there from behind the arc, in the paint, and just good to keep the Kwara Falcons into this game and show that, yes, they could have lost their 4 games earlier, but they're still looking for their first victory here in the Sahara Conference.
Driving in Wilson, and again, great work physically to just get inside the paint and enforce the foul from Obekpa. They've attacked the rim a lot harder today, the Kwara Falcons, and that is going to be the third foul on Christopher Obekwa.
We talk about Haruna being ice cold, but Obekwa has been quiet. 3 fouls, just 2 points scored so far for the ABC Fighters. That's not the Obekwa we know.
Well, Obekwa is on the floor to give them work on the defensive. He's there to control the rebounds. He's averaging about 4 points a game in this competition, and they'll be hurt now that he's gone to the floor with those 3 fouls. I mean, he's gone to the bench with those 3 fouls. Usher.
Yes, right. But Coach Mino knows that he has a couple of options on the bench to keep the ABC Fighters alive.
Well, we have an option close to the bench, and I think we need to catch up with him. Robbie Knock, right there. Robbie, what could you pick up out of that timeout?
Yeah, it's a little bit concerning, of course, with Haruna just being stone cold at the moment, but they're still believing in him, and they're still saying, get him down into the corner. When it comes, it will come, and then we'll have a slew skates of 3-pointers will actually, you know, go up on the scoreboard. So they're believing in their game plan, and they're not changing from it. Swing it around, get it to Haruna.
Well, that's the way to go. Scorers will continue to score. Shooters will continue to shoot. It is Kwara Falcons basketball, though, and they get a chance to work now. It is Wilson.
But that's exactly what you were like, Hugh, in your heyday.
I love the credit. I appreciate it so much, Robbie.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
40 plays 43. Wilson trying to work on Fofana inside the paint, kicks out, and they draw and call the contact. That's the 13th foul now on the Fighters. Losing his footing, Morty goes to ground. Oriaki, Wilson, catch, shoot. Front iron. A big-time rebound. Kone, who's come in. Pass up. Beautiful feed. Kone is blocked by Monyong. A chance for the Falcons now in transition. It's floated up and in by Oriaki.
Great finish there from Oriaki to bring down that deficit to just 1 point. And the Kwara Falcons have started the third quarter in good, fine fashion.
Much improved performance out of the half for the Falcons. Momentum all with them. Konate out of control. Floats wide. Now a chance back in transition. They go! Big time finish. A.J. Wilson Jr.
Wilson Jr. with a nice cute dunk down the lane to just make it 2 timely points for the Kwara Falcons.
Their first lead of this one, and that ball is thrown up ahead. Kone was late on the trail. Wilson throws down with the highlight dunk.
The Kwara Falcons have been patient. They've been passing that ball, giving themselves options, and you can see what it means to Wilson and to the Kwara Falcons. Celebrations on the bench on the other side, and now Coach Mino is up. He was sitting earlier, but now he's standing. Pressure, Q.
Lots of pressure. Pressure everywhere on the floor. 12-2 run in this third quarter. Bile, Haruna. Contact on the shot, and maybe this might spark the offense of Abdullah Haruna, who goes to the free throw line. But big moments here as the Kwara Falcons have turned this one around completely. And the struggles of Abdullah Haruna, well noted.
Talking about Haruna, the man from Niger, from Niamey, the face of Nigerian basketball. But before then, let's look at this fast break. Eze with a perfect pass there for the finish, and then Monyong on the other side. It's been impressive. But back to that man, Haruna.
Haruna, 36 minutes for 23.3 points to lead the offense for the ABC Fighters. He's been 32% from the three-point line. He's made 11 of them on 32 attempts, and he gets 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. We're tied at 45.
When you look at the Kwara Falcons, you just get a feeling that now they're really starting to believe that they can win this game. They've been patient. They've been trying to execute.
Oriaki, it comes off the rim. They certainly have belief in their body language. There's a change. Robinson, corner 3 goes in. Third connection from the three-point line, and he's having his best offensive game for the ABC Fighters, 12 points.
Well, that's expected from him, especially that Haruna is a little bit cold today, and he can do the work from behind the arc, Robinson Jr.
Definitely his best day from behind the arc. The three for Wilson. He's on fire. Inside, outside, and that is confident, just off the dribble, pulling to hit the three.
Well, it's a junior situation. Wilson Jr., Robinson Jr. I mean, it's who can shoot best today.
Contact foul. And second team foul on the Kwara Falcons. It's Mordi who picks up the call. Just another look at that shot off the dribble, space creation. The outstretched arm of Bile, not enough to distract the lethal shooting from that man, Wilson. Robinson. Bile drives in, contact, but the referees don't call. Now another chance back the other way up. And great defensive work by Robinson Jr. There may be a look in here just to see where the contact came in. The referees might confer.
And there's been a technical foul there on Konate. But looking at that replay, Cham was ready to give us quite the show. He's done that before in this Sahara Conference. But he will definitely have to try to score on the line.
Going downhill is where Tiam is most confident. There's a, like you said, a technical foul call, so Mordi goes to the line to try and shoot it. He misses. And so now we go back to the actual foul, the one committed by Robinson, the second foul. With the ABC Fighters now in the penalty, it sends that man, Modu Fall Tiam, to the free throw line. Tiam, talking about additions to this team, has come in to give them so much in terms of offense. 17 minutes, 9 points, 0.3 assists. He has been 1 of 5 from the three-point line.
You're talking about me, aren't you? Sorry, I had to get that in.
Well, talking about Cham, one of the superstars from the NBA Africa Academy, did well in the NBA Junior Global Program on the sidelines of the All-Star Weekend a couple of weeks ago in Utah. And just shining here at the BAL in Dakar at home in front of the Senegalese fans.
Certainly is a star in the making. Haruna trying something a little different, putting it on the floor. He gets the contact and he'll go back to the free throw line. This is his way to try and get back in this one. Was 9 of 10 before coming into this. He's now 2 of 3 so far from the free throw line. And just gonna start trying to build some scoring rhythm. Haruna can't find touch again, and it really has been tough going for Haruna from everywhere on the floor.
It's really been tough, and you can see that he's struggling, but he's not yet given up. He's a fighter. That's why perhaps he's playing for the ABC Fighters.
Well, I suppose the hope from the ABC bench is that he will find his touch when it's most needed or when the pressure starts to build a little bit more. Meanwhile, Robinson Jr. off, Kone in, and so comes Abekwa back in as well for the other Kone. Leading the scoring, 13 points. Robinson Jr. just getting a little bit of a breather. They have to find other options on the offensive end. Haruna misses both.
He's really struggling today, but he's also one of those all-round players, so he gives and offers something on the other side of the court, Haruna, in terms of defense, but also leadership. And just the ABC Fighters knowing that he's somewhere on the court. If given the ball, he can do something with it.
There's a little bit of a concern regarding the fouls, of course. We've got 5 team fouls for the ABC Fighters, so every time we're going to go to the free throw line if there's an incident. And with players who are literally under the radar, cold, or with 3 fouls, they've got to be really, really careful at the moment.
They certainly have to be very careful, and it's going to come down to making these free throws. A.J. Wilson has shot it at just about 70% from the free throw line. And under pressure, they need to make a couple more just to see if they can extend the lead. Perfect so far from the free throw line in this one. And now the largest lead of the game for the Falcons as they've turned around here in the third quarter.
Well, talking about that lead, the Kwara Falcons know that they have to also play good defense. And we're talking about defense, and there's a foul on the other side.
That's called the commentator's curse, that is, Ashley, you know that. We've all been there.
And it's really the cousins, you know, Shudie Bile up against Monyong.
Bile, difficult to guard when he puts the ball on the floor. So now back to the free throw line, and this could become a free throw line battle. And the ability to knock down pressure free throws and percentages, very important. 68, or rather 65% the Kwara Falcons throughout this competition as a team. The fighters have been a lot better. They lead the conference in free throw shooting in terms of percentage, 80% as a team. And if you were a betting man, that's probably something that you would look at. One of two. Monyong skies for another rebound. Falcons looking to build. Contact. Drives in. Tiam. Second time we've seen him step out. Unforced error and turnover.
Bit of frustration there from Cham. And looking at the replay.
That right foot just looked like it was on the base, on the sideline. And the referee, Dorothy Okach, right there to make the call. Substitution again. Ulrich Krok going to come in. Aruna is going to get another breather. 3 minutes left. Fascinating struggle, tussle between the Falcons and the fighters. Kone, pressured by Mordi. Contact call on Mordi. Jan Davidson makes the call. That's the 5th team foul now, and so both teams in the penalty with just 2:53 left. And I did say it earlier, Asha, this the free throw line now is going to be a factor. They can drag it out. They can continue to just get a chance at the free throw line. If it's not working from the field, to make it work from the free throw line.
Well, absolutely. And we've always said that it's a free throw. And so far, you can see the ABC fighters doing a great job. Faman Kone, 1 for 1 on the free throw line, and he misses his second.
Baseline drive and finish. Julian Bille extends through the contact, count the bucket and 1.
It is a big bucket there from Bille. Great use of the best line. He's patient in the air and just drops down those 2 points to tie this game.
He has the ability to hang in the air. Monyong picking up his 3rd personal. That is a significant foul for Monyong. They might continue to attack him in the paint, this ABC Fighters team.
Well, I'll tell you that their family will have so much to talk about tonight between Bille and Monyong. Because they could have their own highlight reel on Instagram after this.
8 points for Monyong. Bille has 10 of his own into double digits. And there's the ball will stay with the Falcons on their touch. 1 point lead and back and forth we keep going.
Absolutely. Good defense there from Kone. He's come on as a substitute. He's doing great on defense, on offense as well. Just to keep Cham in check.
Another bit of good work by Chris Obekwa. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Each possession gaining value as the time pressure continues to build. Substitution, Victor Eze. 6 points for him. He comes in for Coach Jibril. The coverage is still good and the inbound is tough to get in. Fighters applying the pressure.
It will be very interesting to see the return of Victor Eze on the court. And if he can spice things up for the Kwara Falcons on offense.
Ulrich Krok in transition. Couldn't make it work, and now It's Obekwa fighting for it in between 3 defenders. He finally comes away with it. The referee's call is made. And for Chris Obekwa now, a chance to go to the free throw line. It's going to be slow. It's going to be well structured. It's going to be planned to try and get to the free throw line and maximize Chris Obekwa there inside the paint on the rebound. Foul call.
Loki talked about Obekwa bringing so much to the ABC Fighters in terms of defense. You see the 7 rebounds. It's been a bit off on the offensive side, but his size in the paint against the front court and the back court of the Kwara Falcons has been very key tonight. And obviously he's playing against his countrymates. There's a bit of, you know, some small rivalry there, but it's all brotherhood.
It's never brotherhood on the floor.
There's a bit of pidgin being spoken there. I can feel it. I can hear it, Q.
One of the 35 languages you speak, Asha.
I try. It's not easy with the pidgin, but talking about the Kwara Falcons, look at Dakar just trying to get into the paint. There's contact, and once again we head to the charity line.
Chance to just talk about how the Kwara Falcons have got into this one. The team based in Ilorin have been able to get into this by winning the Nigerian Premier League for the first time. And, you know, they are learning. They are 0-4. They're trying to pick up their first win. And they're going to have to earn it, whether it's from the free throw line and they're coming up against some really stiff competition every evening.
Yeah, you talk about the Nigerian League, the Kwara Falcons from Ilorin, second Nigerian side to play in the BAL after the Rivers Hoopers in 2021 in Kigali. They too did not make it to the playoffs. The Kwara Falcons are playing their last game. They're out of contention for the playoffs, but there's still so much to play for tonight against the ABC Fighters in terms of pride. And that's what Coach Jibril talked about before the game.
Pele shot comes off the glass. It's picked up by Adekoya. Pass taken away. Now Kone thought about the transition shot. Stepped away by Mordi. Obekwa caught sleeping. 1:26 left in this one in the third quarter. Shot from Adekoya. Long rebound controlled. Chudie Bile. South Sudanese back the other way. 37 rebounds for the Falcons. They've been great on the boards. There's Bile inside. Count the bucket at 1. Wow, he's so strong.
It's been a long time coming, Q, for Bile. You can see what it means to him, the celebration. But just look at that replay, the fake fade away, and boom, there you go with that nice finish, clean and smooth. And it's heading to the free throw line.
12 points, Chudie Bile. And he is just behind Robinson in terms of offensive contribution. 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from that free throw line. And he gives the Fighters just a 4-point lead. We've seen the lead seesaw back and forth between these two teams. Eze loses the basketball. It's picked up there by Ulrich Krat, taken away strongly. They might take their time on this possession, the Fighters. Bile makes the extra pass. Konate fakes. Pass to Krat. Krat drives in. Krat had options. He went with the wrong option as the ball comes off the board hard. Now Eze bundles into the defense, and that must credit Faman Kone for great awareness.
Looking at Victor Eze, he could have used other options there, but he came up against Kone, and that's an offensive foul on Victor Eze. 4 personal fouls for the starting point guard of the Nigerian champions.
Konate, nice pass out. Krat, Bile had the hot hand. Bile! 3 big points. And now, out and out, the scoring leader with 16, Chudie Bile.
In the absence of Haruna, Bile has stepped up. He's enjoying that. That's 5 straight points from him in less than 1 minute, and very key for the ABC Fighters.
Extra pass. Falcons try to close out this in style. And the shot from Oriaki, too strong. And going off the boil on the offensive end, the Kwara Falcons to close out the third quarter. ABC fighting back. Score at the end of 3 on that Chudia Bile make. 54-61, favor of the ABC Fighters. 54-61 at the end of 3 at the Dakar Arena. And we have a look at the game summary. 54 points, courtesy of 40% from the field. And not a great day, really, for ABC, struggling with 39% from the field.
Yeah, absolutely. But the standout statistic definitely has to be the 10 steals from the ABC Fighters. They've been doing a great job there, and that explains this lead that we have on the board, which is incredible to see from the Ivorian champions. But obviously 7 of 25 behind the arc. That has been a standout as well for Coach Liz Mills' side.
They've spread the shooting. Chudia Bile leads the way with 16 points, 13 points for Robinson, who's been red hot. And Obekwa opens up this fourth and final quarter with a very easy execution, and the lead back up to 9. Talking about easy execution, was it easy to execute the listening in on the sideline, Robbie Knock?
It's always fascinating to be in that position, isn't it, Hugh? You know, honestly, I think that we need to look at the fact that they're just buzzing around a little bit too much. Coach Jabril just talking about the importance of just making sure that you get those passes and you make clear positioning. You know, a vital component in your phase of attack. Very important. Get the rebounds was also talked about.
Well, rebounding is so crucial, especially when the struggles from the field are evident from the ABC Fighters. There's a foul and contact call. And that was the quick, easy feed, just wide open Obekwa. The defense goes sleeping by the Kwara Falcons, and that's why we have this 9-point lead.
That's a bit sloppy there from the Kwara Falcons, because when you start a quarter, you think that you're starting with a lot of focus. They will definitely regret that, the Kwara Falcons, as once again they lose the ball.
11 steals now. There's Haruna back in. Kra. Obekwa, Haruna, Bile, and Robinson Jr. the start. The drive in, Bile, it rattles in and out. It's taken back the other way, and there's hard contact. The blocking foul called on Uri Kra.
Looking at Uri Kra, that's 3 personal fouls, and a bit dangerous for the ABC Fighters, because he's one of the players who've been impactful in the Sahara Conference on both sides of the court.
Kra and Obekwa on 3 fouls apiece for the Fighters. Wilson Jr. Drive by Oriaki, who steps and lifts his pivot foot, and the travel is called. Not the ideal start out of the quarter break for this Kwara Falcons team and Coach Jibril. Oriaki, Odekoya, Wilson Jr., Mordi, and Monyong start for the Falcons.
Well, you talk about the Kwara Falcons, 3 back-to-back turnovers is not good for them. And you can see the frustration on Coach Jibril's face.
Haruna, long again. Radar still not lasered in. Obekwa stayed down. There's a shot that comes, and it is a big-time make by Jeremiah Mordi, who's found his touch, and he goes across just to check on Obekwa after making that big shot, who's been slow to rise. And Obekwa hopping off. That's not a good sign for the ABC Fighters on the bench. Obekwa. The shot came in from Haruna. Chris Obekwa went to ground straight away, just bumping into Monyong, and it looks like the contact left him worse for wear. And there's that great shot by Mordi stepping into the 3 in transition.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see Obekwa getting medical attention there from the medical team of the ABC Fighters. We'll check on Robbie later for an update.
Bile, 6-point game. Robbie Knock right there, just seeing what's happening. Robinson Jr. And that one is strong. Back they come the other way. Kwara Falcons, 2-possession game. Morty through 2 defenders. The rebound is strong. Konate keeps it alive. Now a chance for Bile. Broken play. Konate steps back for the 3. The big-time rebound by Haruna is blocked. Great defensive work here by the Kwara Falcons in the last couple of possessions. Back it comes. Now the drive in and contact. No finish for Adekoya. You don't see him do that too often. Put the ball on the floor and attack the rim, and there's a hand in the face. Looking a little bit worse for wear, but he'll get a chance from the free throw line.
Yeah, Adekoya has had a great tournament behind the arc, but you can see that there was contact there on his drive to the basket from Stefan Konate.
Yeah, hard hand that comes across the face, and looking a little bit worse for wear. Konate now the 3rd player from ABC to pick up the foul, and there is a timeout as the referees are gonna have a look at what was happening on that contact call, and they might keep it as a common foul, or they may upgrade depending on the nature of that contact.
Yeah, absolutely. As the referees look at the review, here's a chance for us to also see Adekoya driving through the paint to the basket, contact on his right eye from Stefan Konate.
Maybe a chance now just to find out. Robbie, were you able to ascertain anything in terms of the status of Obekpa while we're waiting for this replay to be reviewed? Well, we'll try and find out a little bit more from Robbie in a second, but while we have a look here at the referees just honing in on that call, and Konate looking across, just trying to understand exactly what's happening, but the question will be, was it a legitimate attempt on the basketball, or was the foul intentional? Was it unsportsmanlike in its nature, and can it be upgraded?
Yeah, absolutely. As we wait for crew chief Binyam Maru with great experience from the NBA G League, Jan Davidson officiating in a couple of French leagues, and Dorothy Okach as they decide. And here's a replay, and that arm looks to have touched the face.
Well, just getting confirmation that the call comes in and that it's a wind-up. So it's an unsportsmanlike call on Konate, and his foul will be upgraded, so it'll be 2 shots and possession. Konate just looking on from the bench right now. Not happy with the fact that it's been upgraded, but nonetheless it's going to be basketball for the Kwara Falcons.
Yes, and obviously looking at Eric Mino getting some advice from Coach Liz Mills, the head coach of this ABC Fighters side. She's been unable to coach the team today because of some mild food poisoning, but getting also some advice from her twin sister, Victoria Mills. Can you tell them apart, Q?
I can't tell them apart at all.
Well, you'll have to buy me some chocolates perhaps, and I can help on that.
Just got an update on Chris Obekpa. Just to he basically just said that he just rolled it on the rebound. It's not too bad. He wanted the laces really, really tight, so he's not in a bad position. Will he come back on? Big question. Not too sure, but he's talking with Eric Mino already, so I guess he'll probably come back on.
Thank you very much, Robbie. And that's a big piece for the fighters. They need Chris Obekpa back on the floor just to keep control inside the paint. 2 big shots made there. And now it is the Falcons trying to get back in this one. Monyong. Well contested. It's a chance for the fighters. They do well defensively to control on that Monyong paint penetration.
Every time Monyong gets into that paint, there's 3 or 4 bodies trying to deal with him, especially now that Obekpa is not on the court, and they've done a great job to get back the ball possession.
Aruna, ball gets tapped. It doesn't go the way of the Falcons. Pile. just can't manipulate it in from underneath the rim, and that is, you got to credit the defense of Wood Monyong. He was right there to help distract the shot from Bile. Adekoya going to work the matchup with Aruna. Hands to Monyong. Monyong puts the ball on the floor. Monyong right at the chest of the defense, and so he goes to the free throw line once again. Monyong, you have to credit his mental, his aggression. He's not stopped playing. He's played from the first whistle and has been aggressive throughout. Forced the foul from Kone, and now we'll get a chance back at the free throw line.
Absolutely. Talking about him going to the free throw line, he's the player that has gone to the charity line almost the most, you know, in this Sahara Conference. And looking at his nickname is Rudy. He really, really loves, of course, the game of basketball, and you can see that in the way that he plays here at the BAL.
Well, he's got to love making that free throw. It's a three-point game. 6:21 left in this fourth and final quarter, and 3-second call made on Young Kone, and that is going to be an unforced turnover. It's going to see Kone go to the benches. We have an answer now as Chris Obekpa comes back in, and that unforced error enough to just give, or Chudie Bile rather, a break. Fofana back in as well. Three-pointer, front iron. Monyong, back out to Adekoya. Wilson inside for two.
There's a beautiful flutter there from Wilson to keep the Kwara Falcons close, and now we have a one-point game.
Really great ball distribution and passing and finding the open space. Wilson on that possession. The Fighters looking for the score. Haruna looking for a score of his own. Blocked. And the last touch looked like it came off the defender, who's AJ Wilson. Haruna goes to ground. And contact foul called. And it's going to go against the ABC Fighters.
And Chris Obekpa, I think.
And Chris Obekpa picking up his fourth foul.
The ABC Fighters are leaving dangerously now with 14 fouls, with over 5 minutes to play. And a bit dangerous also for Obekpa to once again get involved in a tussle and hassle for the ball after what happened to his ankle earlier.
It's that extra cell, that experience. Great defense. Kra strips. Kra up with the left hand. Big time finish. And that really is great defensive work by Ulrich Kra, able to pick up the steal and come back on the other side to extend the lead back to 3. Game is poised on a knife edge between the Falcons and the Fighters. There's little to choose between the two teams. And now, the timeout is called on the floor. We have another look at that play from Ulrich Kra. And with that, the ABC Fighters 65, the Falcons 62. With 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in this one, Ulrich Kra picking up his fourth personal. The ABC Fighters have picked up 5 team fouls, and it's going to be hard going for them to try and close out this one and pick up the win. The Kwara Falcons fighting for their first win in the Sahara Conference, and courtside and trying to pick up information of his own from the coaches. Robbie Knock, what do you have for us?
Eric,
what could you pick up?
Yeah, Eric, just talking about the fact that, when you're defending, don't flash your hands, don't get the tentacles out, because we're in trouble here. So we need to be really tight and be very careful when we're playing defensively.
They are going to have to be super careful on the defensive end. 5 minutes left already in the penalty, and it's a one-point game. Robinson feeding Obekpa. Obekpa out to Haruna. Haruna still can't find his radar and his touch. That's 2 of 16 from the field for Abdoulaye Haruna. Adekoya. Monyong. Every intention to go aggressively. Monyong kicks out. Adekoya. Haruna gets a hand on. Adekoya keeps alive, floats up and floats in. 1-point lead now for the Kwara Falcons. Ulrich Krah back the other way speedily. Can't get the finish.
We're looking at Krah. He's been consistent since he was introduced onto the court, on both sides of the court, just trying to get involved on every other possession, and it's paying off.
Pass into Robinson. Fofana. Floater from the free throw line. Second time we've seen him make that shot. He likes that shot, and he makes that shot.
Absolutely, and he gets a nod from the crowd, not so far from where we are, Q, from Flo, who is the assistant coach of the South Sudan national basketball team.
Well, he's going to get a nod from the ABC Fighters fans as well. Adekoya. There's Wilson in the corner. Out and around, Oriaki cleans up. 2 more points, and the lead changes now, multiplying. That's the 7th lead change we've seen in this one. Obekwa. And the fight is looking static on the offensive end. Haruna. Well, he puts the ball on the floor, gets the contact. I think it might be on that man, Monyong. And yeah, just a little touch. Wilson also close by as a guilty party. Timeout called here on the floor, and it's the Kwara Falcons. Wirt Munyong picks up his 4th foul, and that's another big moment. He's been good inside the paint. 9 points for that man, Munyong. Timeout called. The Kwara Falcons a 1-point lead. ABC Fighters and the Falcons, there's no telling which way this one can go, Usher.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the remaining 3 minutes, 28 seconds, so much can happen. But let's look at the top stats so far. The ABC Fighters, 16 from Bile. He's been impressive, 5 for 10 from the field with 5 rebounds. That's been a standout. But also the 6 rebounds from Haruna and 7 points. That's not what we're used to. He's always in double figures. But today he's playing more of the defensive role.
2 of 16 it was for that man, Haruna. 4 of 8 on the other side for Mordi. Clinical, double-double. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, stuffing the stat sheet, rather. Anthony Wilson, 12 points, 3 rebounds, and then nice numbers from Monyong and Adekoya, 9 points apiece. Adekoya struggling a bit from the field. Oriaki, the final one there, 8 points on 4 of 9 shots. They have distributed the ball, they've shared it well, and Mordi has done a lot of the hard work. A double-double so far, but he's got to get that all-vital score here in the final. 3:28. He's been the engine. He's been driving them both ends of the floor. Can that engine drive them to a win?
Absolutely. On the 14 points and 12 rebounds, he also has 4 assists. He's been distributing that ball and just giving them a whole new face on the offensive side. When you think he can shoot, he just drives into the paint, and that's sort of the options that you need. And Coach Jibril just looking on from the sidelines and hoping that his players can execute his instructions from the timeout earlier.
3 of 6 it was for Haruna. Now make that 4 of 7 as he converts. But Robbie, I see you were close to Coach Jibril's bench. Could you pick up anything from the bench or from the huddle?
Yeah, no, I think I definitely, Q, it was really all about, you know, guys, we've got here now, we've got a chance to win. Let's seize our opportunity because we've come close in 4 other games. This is the one. Let's do it.
Those are great motivational words. Oriaki, second chance point to give another lead change. That's the 8th one in this one. Inside they go. Chudier, Bile back in. Robinson fakes, drives in, drop off, and they won't get the shot up in time. Shot clock goes off, and that's going to be a turnover.
It was really a good idea there from Robinson Jr., but time was not on his side. And looking at the turnovers for the ABC Fighters, 10, 20 for the Kwara Falcons. They've struggled on that front, but it just goes to show that the ABC Fighters have not been able to turn things around as expected.
They've been able to convert 24, those turnovers into 24 points. And there's a chance that has been pulled out. Now to try and maximize the possession. Adekoya bumps off Aruna. Adekoya fires and hits. Big time three by Adekoya. And now it takes the game ahead by 2 possessions. 4-point lead for the Falcons as they bring a timeout on the floor. Just a little bump off. Aruna goes to ground. Adekoya locks in, lasers in, makes the 3.
That's his second three-pointer in this game, but perfect from the arc on that one. Incredible timing for the Kwara Falcons as they stay alive and take a 4-point lead in this game. The celebration there with Monyong and the rest of the Kwara Falcons players just shows you what this could mean for them.
You can feel the energy from the Kwara Falcons bench now. They start to believe that they can pick up a win in this one. They believe from the players on the floor. You saw the reaction from Adekoya on that make. The ABC Fighters looking a little bit more resigned on their bench. They've got to lock in, laser in. There's still a lot of time in this one, but 4-point lead, 2-possession game. Got to get some executions, got to play some defense out of the timeout. And most importantly, they've got to find a conversion on the offensive end. They've been well guarded by the Kwara Falcons defense.
It's been a big 2 minutes remaining for the Kwara Falcons as they start from that timeout.
It's Robertson Jr. Now Aruna. Big moments. Aruna. It's tapped out of bounds. Can't make the connection with Robertson Jr. Robbie, while we have a quick minute, will you pick up anything from the coaches?
You know, it's a frantic call to say, guys, we can win this game. We can actually, if we stay tight and we just try fight for that ball and try and make some turnovers, then we can win this.
Drive in, there's contact, the 2 number 13s, Fofana and Wilson. Fofana. Foul is committed. They continue to draw fouls from this ABC defense. They've been foul prone throughout. Big free throws here for Wilson Jr.
Well, the Kwara Falcons are shooting 72% on the free throw line. But this one right here is a big moment in the game. It could decide the fate of both teams. And let's see if Wilson will deliver. He does for the first one.
Still perfect from the free throw line. That makes it 6 for 6. And now more substitutions on the floor as Robertson Jr. and Aruna taken out. Kra and Kone in, quite surprising. And Wilson misses, gets it back up, and he gets it in. Big time play from Wilson Jr. The rebound came out to him. He drew the contact, went up and scored. Chance for the and one.
It is a basketball and foul for that man. Who'll be pleased that he was able to get that rebound, give himself a chance to score those 2 points, and now a chance to be a 3-point play, Q.
You got to credit Morty for the work that he did. Just slap that back to Wilson Jr. and he can't convert.
He can't convert as Obekpa fouls out of this fixture.
Bile is contested, foul committed. Every single time we've seen it on both ends of the floor, both teams just drawing contact inside the paint.
Talking about contact, the Kwara Falcons have tried to stay in this one. They've tried to stay disciplined, but the man who's been key to their offense and defense, Monyong, has fouled out, and that could be a huge turning point in this game, but Akpejari replaces him.
Now 2 bigs on opposite sides foul out. Obekpa out of this one, Monyong out on the other side. Those are 2 paint protectors who can both change shots and pick up rebounds. And that might be really big down the stretch. Bile under pressure, makes one. And sometimes they say you can throw the stats out the door because this is when it is all pressure. 6 of 7 so far for Chudie Bile. He makes both.
Well, we've seen in the last 1 minute points being decided on the free throw line. BAL right now and earlier at Dakar as the ABC fighters go for a full court press. Kwara Falcons trying to run down the clock and use every second on the possession.
Pressured is Morty from Robinson. Pass into Wilson. Wilson fakes. Oh, that's Akpejori who's back in. Drive. Robinson. Robinson for three. Front iron right there to clean up his corner, and that's a big putback. Back within three. And now there's a call from the bench for a timeout, and referee Jan Davidson signals timeout. It's going to go the way of the ABC, or rather of the Kwara Falcons. And just another look at that move that was blocked. Great work on the defensive end from Kone. Turns into the block, out of the offense. The shot is short, and defense into offense as Kone finishes for two.
Yeah, it's a big few seconds there for Kone. He blocks on the other side. He cleans up nicely for the basket on the other end. And really, that's the sort of aggression you need from Kone, who's on the floor because of Obekwe's absence. And looking at the stats, once again, you have 18 points for BAL, 5 rebounds. Robinson Jr., 13 points. And also for Mike Fofana, he's been incredible there with 9 points and 4 rebounds. But on the other side, 14 points and 14 rebounds for Mordi. How big has he been for the Kwara Falcons today, Q?
Yeah, Mordi has been great. Wilson Jr. has been fantastic, leading the scoring with these 15 points. And just a little bit about him, he likes Popular Loner by Rod Wave. He likes to visit all African countries. He says he started here in Senegal. He'll have a lot more countries to visit. And he likes Chipotle. But right now, that's not important. What is important is that he's got to execute for the Kwara Falcons on the floor. 104 left in this one.
It is man-to-man defense in the paint right now for the ABC fighters. But how will the Kwara Falcons react?
Morty. Double teamed. Ball is moved around. Wilson called for the travel. That's the look of consternation from Wilson Jr. as he looks back. And Coach Jibril looking on as well in wonderment. But foul call, the travel call is made, and this gives the fighters a chance.
Exactly what Eric Mino said. He just said, you know, we have to win one ball back, okay, and then we've got to score the 3 from it. Just win one and get the points. Here they go.
Bile for 3! Ice in his veins, Junior Bile. Big time shot. 21 points now.
That's a man with a hot hand tonight. That's a big three-pointer for the ABC fighters. And they play big defense. And the Kwara Falcons are in trouble and in danger.
First, it's the big-time maker. Now, you can see the look on the face of Coach Jibril. The drive in, the great find by Kwara. Bile had time, could see it, and it's nothing but net from the three-point line.
You can see what it means to the ABC fighters technical bench. They're backing it. It's 30 seconds on the clock, and the ball is in the hands of the ABC fighters.
Lead.
They just want to get the clock back to 31.9, I think I hear. Just waiting a second.
Just that delay. Thank you very much, Robbie, as they align the clock.
Yeah,
31.9 is what they're looking for.
Yeah, correct.
Pressure moments. Every single millisecond, every single second, vitally important for both of these teams. Kwara Falcons searching for their first win. The ABC fighters looking to build on their performance over the defending champion, US Monastir. Falcons basketball. Konek. Krak. Around the screen. Ulrich Krat. Bile. Bile will pull the 3. Hits another one! Big time back-to-back threes from Churie Bile. He has been stone cold and has been the go-to man on the offensive end for the ABC Fighters.
It is a big three-pointer from Bile, timely to just bring back hope to the ABC Fighters. The Ivorian champions are back in it. It's 16 seconds on the clock, but that man Bile with 23 points on the night, looking incredible so far, and just being effective. You can see the celebration on the ABC Fighters bench as Coach Jibril calls a timeout for the Kwara Falcons. They had this one in their hands, but there's so much basketball to be played.
Well, actually, you were talking about the South Sudanese coaches being courtside, trying to watch what Churie Bile could do. I think he's made a statement in this one. He's been outstanding on the offensive end, has shown and showcased his versatility, been able to score on the inside and outside, and he comes to the fore with 2 big threes for the Fighters here down the stretch and giving them an all-important lead. It's going to be on the Falcons to come out and execute from this timeout and see if they can pick up a 3 and keep this one tight. And look at the comparison.
Yes, looking at the comparison, 5 points in their last game, 24 tonight, 58% on the field. You can see that it's been amazing. 3 big three-pointers that have brought back the ABC Fighters into this fixture and just really being a great ambassador of South Sudanese basketball. It's been an incredible year for them. But right here at the BAL, there may not be a South Sudanese team, but Bile is carrying that flag.
Well, he had a career high in the NCAA of 27 points. And he's bordering and getting closer and closer to that with 24 in this one. 16.3 seconds left. Robbie, anything from the timeout?
Well, you've got to go for it. It's all in now. It's the fighting talk about all in. We've got to get in. We've got to get that three-point shot in, or we've got to get a player into the paint and get fouled and then go for the free throw. But we've got to get the 3 points. We've got to level it up.
3 points can either come from the inside or the outside. They're probably going to look to the hard hand of Wilson. Mordi has been great as well. Adekoya, the third option in that trio of players where they will look to play make from. Where it goes, I guess we'll find out now. Mordi in possession. Picked up by Kra. Mordi caught in a bit of trouble. Great work by Kra. The catch and the shoot from Oriaki. It's back iron. Robinson is fouled. And that foul came quickly. Oriaki had the time and the space and just came off back iron. And the foul came in. And Robinson will have some pressure free throws here. Well, it's only the 13th foul, so it'll be sideline out of bounds ball. Quick foul there from Adekoya.
It's great defense there played by the ABC Fighters. Coach Liz Mills talked about them coming here and fighting their way around. And they'll be pleased with that result tonight. There's some character. It's been incredible.
Smart play by Corner. Throws the ball up to take time off the clock and avoid the fouls coming in. It's a narrow win here for the ABC Fighters. The Kwara Falcons again fought all the way. They were closer than they've ever been. And for them, unfortunately, they go home without a win in the Sahara Conference. The ABC Fighters live to fight another day as they pick up a much-needed win, improve their record to 3-1. The Nigerian Kwara Falcons 76, the ABC Fighters 79 at the end of this one.
Yeah, looking good for the ABC Fighters. That man Bile will be very proud of his performance individually, but also as a team. They played great defense. They stayed in this one. They had hope. They knew that they had to fight until the very last minute. And obviously, Robinson Jr. was also effective on the offensive side, bringing that leadership. And you can see what this means as Haruna celebrates Bile. He's not the man who has the limelight right now, Haruna, but Bile stood up in his absence and delivered the goods.
Well, yeah, that is probably one of the narratives when your star scorer is not able to find his touch, and the man who steps up is Churie Bile. He was fantastic on the day, and that's a nice moment between two teammates and appreciation for each other, appreciation for the win. One of the most important stat is the fact that ABC Fighters come away with the win. Well, Robbie is courtside now with Churie Bile and let's find out a little bit more about that performance.
Thank you, Q. Chudier, first of all, congratulations. Very important game, a very tough game, but a victory that takes you through to Kigali in the playoffs. How do you feel about that?
And we feel good. You know, my teammates was finding me today, and I was knocking down shots. We came to play. It was a tough game, but we pulled out the W.
And what about this personal performance? 24 points, great with the rebounds, a really top quality game compared to your last one. How are you feeling about that?
I feel good. Like I said, my teammates found me today. They was finding me all over the court, and I just made shots, and we got the W as a team. We came out to play as a team.
What about South Sudan, representing South Sudan here at the BAL? We don't have the Cobras this year, but we got you.
Yes, sir. You know, South Sudan, that's where I'm from, you know, so anytime I can put on for my country, I'm gonna give it all, give it my best.
What's next then? The next game, how are you going to play it, you know, looking ahead?
Well, we want to get that #1 seed, so, you know, we're going to come out and play it just like this game. We need all the wins we can get right now to get the 1 seed.
We wish you all of the best. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, the thoughts coming in there from Chudier BAL, very clear that they want to pick up the #1 spot in the Sahara Conference. Let's have a look at that performance. 7 of 12 from the field, and he really did lead the way. Robinson Jr. was great in the first half, but Chudier BAL picked it up in the second.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at Robinson Jr. adding there 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists for the American. And obviously, Amadou Haruna, quiet night, 9 points, 6 rebounds. But what matters is the victory in the end. On the other side, for the Kwara Falcons, Anthony Wilson Jr. with 15 points, 3 rebounds. But the double-double for Jeremiah Mordi, 14 points, 14 rebounds, but not really enough to help the Nigerian sides get the victory.
76-79 the scoreline, 40% from the field from the Kwara Falcons, and 17 assists to the 16. But really, those 12 steals from the ABC Fighters, they were able to convert more than 20-plus points on those turnovers, and they shot the ball outstandingly well from the three-point line. 9 of 30, and right around their average in the Sahara Conference play. 7 of 29 for the Kwara Falcons, who were generally 7 of 24 in all of their play. But it's going to be the last we get to see of the team from Ilora and the Nigerian champions in the Sahara Conference as they bow out and they don't come away with the win. 76-79 the final score. It's going to be a firecracker of a game later on as Reg, the Rwanda champions, and US Monastir do battle here at the Dakar Arena. 7:30 local time. Look forward to that one. Should be an amazing game, and we'll catch you right back here and in the Dakar Arena, bringing you all of this great BAL Sahara Conference action.